Continuing our Teen Talk series today with a look at teen dating and teen dating violence, some of the issues that your young people could be facing right now. And to help us navigate those waters, the Youth Development Director at Safe Homes, Erica Powers, has been kind enough to join us. Erica, thanks, as I said to Dr. Lillard, to you for what you do for our young people, and thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. All right, so teen dating violence. Nearly 1.5 million high school students nationwide experience physical abuse from a dating partner. So it is out there and it is happening. My first question is this a high school thing, a college thing? What age should we as the grown-ups start looking to see, okay, something could be going on now with my child?
Well, our teen dating violence, our statistics run from age 12 to 24, so all of adolescents.
Is it more prevalent with middle school, high school, or college, or do you just see it across the board?
You usually see it across the board. More so, though, 9th through 12th grade, and then the early college years.
Kids don't talk about stuff sometimes, and I would imagine that this is one of those topics that they internalize. Do you find that to be true?
Yes. We go to different schools, different organizations and churches. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want, really at that age, to talk about anything. So getting into the schools, one of our main things is to just open their eyes that this is what this is. This is what you're experiencing.
All right, so to the viewers who are trying to picture teen dating violence, does this mean that one person is beating up another person? No,
not always. It can be physical, of course, emotional and verbal. Even social, such as the digital, electronic, stalking.
Yeah, and I want to talk about that. All right, so let's look at it from two perspectives, the parents and the kids. Parents, what do we need to look out for in our home when our child goes out on or comes home from a date that might be a red flag?
First of all, the behavior of the child. The same thing as Dr. Lillard had said, the change of pattern. When they start dating someone, if this is an abusive relationship, they will change the person that they are for that person.
How about the father of a daughter? Should he trust his gut when he opens that door and sees that boy and thinks, man, something's just not right? Should he trust that deeply?
My personal opinion, yes.
Yeah.
I know my dad would.
Sure.
So.
And a lot of times they have that sense where they can tell something's just not right. All right, so for the young people, how do you know that this is something that's crossed the line, this is something that doesn't seem right? How do you know you've reached that point?
Well, there's always boundaries you want to establish in any relationship. But some warning signs of a potential dangerous relationship are erratic mood swings. One person may be extremely jealous or insecure. They want to be around their partner at all times. They're constantly checking up on them, checking their phone, their social media.
Yeah, let me ask you about that. It's okay to love someone and be in a relationship with them, but where does it meet the threshold of obsession or possessiveness? The reason I ask is this, not to ask you the world's longest question, but my son had his arm around a girl the other day. And my instinct was to say, hey man, let's limit the PDA. But at the same time I thought, I don't want to kill the guy's passion. He wasn't doing anything wrong, but when does it cross that line where it's like, okay, you're going too far?
Sometimes it does get excessive. Everyone needs their time to themselves. Every teen has their friend group, things that they're interested in, activities at school, churches. They need that time apart. So as parents, if you see that your teen is spending way too much time with their significant other, say something. Your teen may and possibly will get upset, but it's our role as parents to say something.
Talk more about emotional abuse. Physical abuse is clear to see, clear to notice, for the most part. But what are some ways that one can emotionally abuse another as a young person?
Just the biggest thing in schools is spreading rumors.
Yeah.
If there's a breakup and it's not so clean cut, one partner can easily spread rumors about the other, and they could possibly lose their friends, and there's just a wide variety of things that can stem from that one rumor. And
I want you to talk more about, if you will, digital dating abuse and the use of technology, the use of these things that we all have to abuse another? What have you seen out there?
So every teen that I have been in contact with has some kind of cell phone or, access to the internet, and it could start as easily as a text, and it's cyberbullying. That is a form of dating abuse if it is within a relationship.
We had a juvenile court judge, Doug Flanagan, on last time, and he told me to always monitor my children's phones and their texts.
Right.
Would you agree with that?
I would.
But what about parents who feel like they're spying? They're violating their child's trust.
Well, you're a parent, and it's your job to make sure that your child is safe and taken care of and not doing something that they're not supposed to do.
Do you see a lot of sexting and inappropriate texting going on that definitely crosses a line?
Of course. And the teen that is, receiving these unwanted, unsolicited messages, then they don't want to speak up because, they don't want to be at the pit of their social group.
Why do girls send nude pictures of themselves? Why is that a thing now?
I believe that it's about self-esteem. It may boost their self-esteem, make them feel more wanted, because as Dr. Lillard had said, it's a time where teens are figuring out who they are and what they are and what they're going to do with their lives, and it has a lot to do with their self-esteem.
How do parents remedy that? Love their children harder, lift them up more?
I wouldn't say that would exactly fix it, but you always have to have somewhere to start. So tell your kid, you did a great job. Their friend groups have a lot to do with that. Their friend groups need to be supportive. You need to always surround yourself with people that always have your back.
I was going to ask you about that. That can play a key role, that support system, right? And so is it our role as parents to help you choose your friends? I mean, you remember being a high school student not too long ago. Should we have a hand in who you hang out with?
I don't think so. Parents, if anything, should have a say-so in who you don't hang out with.
All right.
If they, like you said, that gut feeling that someone you're hanging around just isn't the best person. As parents, we should step up and say, hey, do you think that there's something that's just not quite right about this person?
Let me run something else by you that I talked about yesterday with my executive producer, Marlena. This Find My Friends, and I'm sure I'm not saying the right names, but there's all sorts of apps where you can tell where someone is 24/7. Look, Erica's at Channel 6 right now. Let's go to Channel 6 and be with Erica. Do you like those things or dislike those things? Because that could play into someone who wanted to stalk someone, right?
Correct. The location services on these apps today are very dangerous. You can be found by anyone, anywhere, even if you don't know them or don't want them finding you. So they are very dangerous, and in my opinion, no app should have any kind of location services.
What about a young person telling another young person, I love you? Is that okay?
To an extent.
Yeah.
Now I wouldn't be okay with my 12-year-old daughter saying that to her significant other.
Right.
So there comes a time where, as parents, I guess we would see it as acceptable, but definitely not someone that they just met yesterday.
Yeah, I saw my first I love you a couple of years ago, and I was like, wait a second, come on, man. Pump the brakes there. Why did you decide to do this? Probably my last question. What motivated you to get into a field where you're making such a difference in young people's lives when they're in their darkest hour?
Right. Well, I have two brothers, and they are both still teens. So, totally different people. My oldest brother, he's 18. He has one of those personalities where he cares about himself, does what he needs to do, and that's just about it.
Sure.
And then my youngest brother is 16, and he has a very caring and, kind of a motherly instinct compared to my oldest brother. So with my brothers, I saw the youngest one get hurt, way too many times. And I worked with troubled teens and with kids that are at risk, and that it was just my passion to try and help these teens, to give them someone to talk to, someone that they feel like cares and that they can trust. Because a lot of teens distrust adults because they feel like if I tell them, they're not going to believe me. So that was my thing. I want to give them someone that they can trust and that will believe them.
Well, I can't thank you enough for what you do. You come across as someone who can be trusted, and I know that you're a hit with young people. Erica Powers, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Find an Erica Powers in your child's life, somebody that they can go to and talk to. Safe Homes is always available for you. There's their website and phone number, both toll-free and local. They are a wonderful resource, as we've been telling you for years here at Channel 6, Safe Homes.